From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Braden Neville.
On today's show, Simoni Lawrence takes on coaching a local high school football team, and let me tell you, he didn't hold back on day one of training camp. Head coach of Sir Winston Churchill Secondary, Chris Kazmersky, talks about having a CFL vet join practice. Matthew Shiltz talks about giving a helping hand in the community, and 2 Ticats are named to the CFL honor roll from last week's win over BC. It's Tuesday, August the 29th, 2023. I'm Braden Neville, and this is Ticats Today. Summer's winding down. We're entering the final days of August. It's just seemed like summer's just flown by. I'm a big summer guy, so this time of year is always tough for me, but one positive about August coming to an end is that the Labor Day Classic is just around the corner, and that's what we have next Monday in Hamilton at 3:30 Eastern Time. It's going to be another chapter written in one of the oldest rivalries in Canadian sports. TSN's Matthew Shiltz was on the show yesterday. I thought he just did such a solid job at breaking down this game and the history it holds between these two teams. If you haven't listened to the episode, make sure to tune into yesterday's episode. Go check that out. Tickets for the game are still available, but likely to be sold out, and this year's 50-50 is a guaranteed $50,000 jackpot. To get your tickets, go to ticats5050.com. Options for tickets: 3 for $5, 10 for $10, 60 for $20, and $150 for $30. There will also be an early prize draw for a pair of Grey Cup tickets on Friday, September 1st at 8 p.m. So that's this Friday. I mean, either way, if you win one or the other, you're walking away with either $50,000 or Grey Cup tickets. So it wouldn't be a bad way to close out the summer. With August coming to an end, that means September is right around the corner, and with September comes back to school. I know some of you younger listeners are cringing hearing about that, but don't shoot the messenger. It's just the way it goes. Summer's unfortunately coming to an end. But one lucky school started their football training camp and had a very special guest as a coach for the team. Simoni Lawrence went to visit Sir Winston Churchill Secondary as part of the high school mentorship program sponsored by Stelco, and he spoke about getting in day one of training camp with the Bulldogs.
It's absolutely amazing, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming out here and just getting to see where you fall in love with the game. A lot of us fall in love with the game at a young age, and just like bringing the fun into football, because sometimes practice could seem like it's long and grueling, especially in high school. And I just came here to just show the kids that you can have fun playing football, you know what I'm saying? It's like fun to play football and fun to get better and fun to work on your craft. So just being out here with these guys and the way they reciprocated and took the information that I was giving them and the way they went out there and performed and competed was absolutely amazing. And, you know, super grateful for this Hamilton Tirecat and Stelco partnership.
What kind of message were you giving the kids today? It's their first day of practice of the season, and what were you saying to them? What was that motivation, that the Simoni Lawrence motivation that you give?
It's kind of simple, man. Like, it's football, right? And you got to let them know what football is. Football is the ultimate team game, and the only way you work great as a team is if you get to know your teammates, you learn each other, you understand each other. And another thing is, it is football. You do have to go play football, but the cool thing about it is it's competition. And whenever you're doing a competition, you got to beat the guy in front of you. So I try to do a lot of one-on-ones today so these guys can get confident beating the guy in front of them or learning how to lose and come back and then do it again, because that's all football is winning your one-on-ones.
You got them right in the deep end, like right off the hop there. Was that the plan all along here? Just get them ready, just get those one-on-one, get those battles going here?
Of course, you know, I want, like, the way you get better is by competing. You know, you can practice all the plays you want, you can do everything you want, but the way you get better is by competing. And that's just football, you know, like, let's see who the top dog is. Like, that's what we all want to do, especially if you're a football player.
And how important is it for the Hamilton Ticats yourself to be involved like this and different things like this throughout the community?
It's absolutely amazing. You know, there's so many times I see these kids, whether I'm walking in the grocery store and they come like, hey, man, like, and they always have information, like trying to get information from us as players, and for us to be able to come out here and see how we really are and how important we treat the craft and see how demanding we are and how hard you actually have to work to get to the level to do what you want to do. I mean, I think it's information, and it's a way that us as players can give back to the community in a big way, because I know that there wasn't no Philadelphia Eagles coming to my school doing anything like this. So this is amazing.
Now, they give out 5 bursaries to students for different reasons. Just how important is that to have that opportunity for a young kid playing football to maybe get a little extra help to go to that next level?
It's key. It's with anything, you know. Like, the more people you got on your side, like, that's just how life works. The more you're probably going to get pushed, you know. There was this officer named Officer Reef, and he was like the lieutenant in my neighborhood, and he always used to guide me. Like, anytime he'd see me with the wrong crowd, he'd be like, hey, no, I need you here. To this day, you know, he always pushed me to the level. He was a college referee. He comes up and watches my games now. And so it's just one of those things where the community has to help the community so we can get our superstars move forward.
And what about the talent out there today? Did you see some talent out there on the field with these youngsters?
There was a couple. We got a couple ball players, and there's a couple players that can turn into players as well. You know what I'm saying? They just got to work, and that's why I'm trying to give the message, like, this is not something you do 3 days a week if you want to get good at it. It's something you got to do every single day and try to work on your craft. But there's some ballers out there. We got some work to do, but it's a couple of ballers out here.
That was Simoni Lawrence. I was out there yesterday. So much fun just to see those high school kids getting ready for a new season. They have Coach Simoni out there, and let me tell you, I think Simoni Lawrence may have a future in coaching. I don't know if that's the road he wants to go down, but I could see it. Simoni, he's got those motivational speeches ready to go. He was getting them all fired up. The kids look good. I'm not going to lie. Their first day of training camp, and there were some bombs being chucked out there, a couple big catches, a couple big stops by the defenders, and it was just great to see an awesome program coming together. And the head coach of the Sir Winston Churchill Bulldogs, Chris Kazmierski, spoke about having Coach Sim out there lending a helping hand.
No, it was awesome having somebody come out. Obviously, day one of training camp, especially with our guys here, we're usually hit and miss with numbers, but we had close to 30 guys and had Simoni come out, do some compete drills, and really get the work ethic up on day one and really set the tone for us here going through our training camp.
And just what kind of planning have you been going through here, getting ready for this day one? You're starting camp. It's a whole new year here. We got a beautiful day out here in August.
A lot of the planning was just seeing who's going to come out. We had a lot of graduates this year. Some guys go off to U Sports Ball, off to the Canadian Junior Football League. So kind of bringing up some grade 10s and seeing where they're going to fit into the mix, and preparing to have a young team go into a senior season with a lot of grade 10s being the base of our offense and defense. So kind of just planning for that and getting them ready for game one.
Well, this high school mentorship program, it's big in the community. How did you get involved in it, and how did you find out that Simoni is going to be the guy helping your team? The captain of the Ticats is now joining your squad here.
So we've had mentorship program here in the past with a bunch of different Ticats. We've had Simoni once before in the past. The players really liked having him participate, and when I connected with Amanda from the Ticats, I kind of said, a linebacker would be great. And obviously when Simoni showed up today and I got the email that he was coming, I thought it was the perfect guy to come down here to the East End and help these guys out. We are a real hard-nosed East End football team, and having a guy that plays for the Hamilton Tiger Cats come to the East End and help our guys, it's been really great.
Do you feel your team almost embodies that Hamilton Tiger Cat mentality, that grittiness, that toughness of Hamilton, that made in the hammer mentality?
I'd like to think so. We're a small school, around 700 kids, so our roster is never really the biggest, but like I say, our guys are willing to put it all out there and kind of run through a wall for you with that hard-nosed mentality. And like I say, watch what the pros do. A lot of the local guys that are playing for the Ticats and things like that, watch what they do and aspire to be kind of that hard-nosed football team. Never quit, as bad as things may get. Just kind of keep pushing forward and give it all you got.
There's some bursaries here that are given out each year, I believe 5 bursaries. What can that do for a student and give them something to work for, and not only that, but help them towards getting to that next level post-secondary?
So we actually had a student last year that was granted the Chuck Ely Award, and he's now playing football for York University as a quarterback. And that allowed him to kind of take that next step, getting into university and playing U Sports Ball. And financially, that's a huge help for a lot of our students that come from the East End. And Malik's been glad to accept that award and very honored to accept that award as well.
And you yourself won an award last year. You were Coach of the Week. What goes into being successful as a coach here at this high school level?
Yeah, I was truly honored to be up on the board there at the Ticats game and to be nominated for that, and to share in a special night with one of my players as well when we had the awards night at the stadium. But just putting in the hours, again, we don't have the biggest school population, so sometimes it gets a little tough when you see 20 or 25 guys at practice. But when the players give you the respect that the ones that show up there working hard. It kind of keeps you going at the end of the day, and it really makes me appreciate the effort they put forward, because I know me and the other coaches all put a lot of time and effort into wanting this to be a good football program and a good opportunity for the students as well.
That was head coach of the Sir Winston Churchill Bulldogs, Chris Kazmersky, and good luck to the Dogs this season, hoping they have a big showing out there in some high school football action. There was some news out of the CFL today announcing their weekly honor roll. A couple Ticats getting the nod. Casey Sales was the top D lineman last week, according to the PFF ranking system. Not surprising, he had a stellar game in BC, finished with a sack, a hit, 4 hurries, while also winning 3 additional pass rush snaps. Also batted a pass overall. He won 25% of his pass rushes and led the league with an 87.4 pass rush grade. Brandon Kemp also on the honor roll as the top O-lineman, doing an excellent job at protecting Taylor Powell Saturday night. A few Ticats were also added to the PFF Team of the Week. Brandon Revenberg at left guard, Tim White at slot receiver, Coulterwood Manzi at right guard, and Malik Carney at the edge. So a whole bunch of Ticats get some recognition by the CFL and PFF following a big victory in BC. The Ticats don't return to practice until Thursday. Still been busy doing lots of stuff around the community, including Matthew Shiltz, who is giving a lending hand with the Purolator Tackling Hunger food drive, which is a nationwide competition that engages the CFL and its teams and fans to raise awareness, collect food for local food banks and organizations that help feed the hungry. He spoke about helping out and the upcoming Labor Day Classic.
I was able to kind of get the tour, learn more about what the program is, what the program does, and what goes on behind the scenes. We love the Purolator Tackle Hunger event, and we always see it just as players, as the organization, or even as people in the community that just donate the food and they don't necessarily know what goes on after that. But it was cool to get hands-on today, kind of sort the food, see the process, and see how the food gets out to the people in need in the community.
That was Matthew Shiltz, and remember, this Monday is our annual Purolator Tackle Hunger Game. Make sure to bring a non-perishable food item or a cash donation to support those in need. And also, Ticats fans, if you're going to the Labor Day Classic, Eric Harris will be the alumnus of distinction and will be honored before kickoff. Gates open at 2 o'clock. Get your tickets at ticats.ca/tickets. That's all the time for me today. Thank you for listening to Ticats Today.